This is my 1991 VW Fox, and well, I've had it for what, almost 2 years now, done the entire build process, but you have had one issue with it from the time I got it, and well, it was this right here. You can fit almost your entire hand in the gap between the wheel and the arch, so yeah, today we're gonna change that. Yes, today we finally go low. So now when it comes to bagging cars, there was really only one place for me to go, and that's the place where most of the cars get bagged, well, that I've seen get bagged, and that's low life suspension. And luckily for us, I actually came at a time with a bit quiet, so we are just gonna focus on my car today and try and get it done today. So I'm gonna try and take you through the whole process of bagging the car from point A to point B. But yeah, with that being said, let's begin. But also, before we start, freshly bagged Polo 9-inch sedan on the 5 bars, giving me super nice running cost of 4-way. Yeah, so by the time this video ends, where's this thing? By the time this video ends, the car will be lowered. So first step, obviously we need to get the car off the ground. So we gotta undo the wheels. So undo wheel bolts. Then once you do that, check the car up, place it on stands, and we're ready for the next step. Now with the rear shocks, you gotta remember there is the one bolt at the bottom, and then the bolt, well, the nut on top here. You pull this out, so this gotta get pulled out, and the one bolt, then the whole rear shock will drop out. The front is really just the nuts and bolt here, and then the single bolt on top by the shock tower. So once you undo all the bolts on the front shock, you can then just pull your front shock out. The car's on jack stands now, wheels are off, and the kit is here. So for the kit here, we see I did splurge out a bit. I ended up going for double bellows in the front. For the rear, I ended up going for a sleeve bag. So we got double bellows in the front, sleeves in the rear. For management, we got the ABC car Slim Pro here. So this is the management I'm going with. Somewhere we gotta start off somewhere, and we cannot forget we also have the aluminium tank. How many gallons in this? 3 gallon tank, yeah. So yeah, this is now what is gonna be going into a car. Obviously we have the shocks. Compressor, single compressor, and then we have the rear shocks. So for all the Polo drivers, yeah, you don't need this one. And then yeah, so that's basically the kit. So what's the difference between bellow bag, a double bellow, and a sleeve? So most often than not, when people ask this question, they say double bellow for comfortability but still lows, and then sleeve bag is for your ultimate lows. So that is the most common answered when they say what's the difference between double bellow and sleeve. Next up, we have to do some lubrication. So you can just apply some grease or oil to your bag. With the Mark 1, you need a roller bearing to sit on top, and you don't want friction, so you will put some lubrication on top of the bag. This one, okay, I see it already comes with the pre-sliced cutters here too.
Yeah.
So you gotta cut the plug off.
Yeah, this plug is will come off. Those wires need to join on, so yeah. Check. It's not color for color. Obviously.
Yeah, obviously, but
yeah, this needs to come on, so yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it is 8. So yeah, you got just so you got power and yeah, right, power and earth.
Okay.
The other colors, yeah, right, there'll be 8 colors. So those 8 are gonna narrow down to 4 now. So you have to join two together. You check.
Yeah.
Then those 4 now will come onto these ones.
And this is again plugged into the management.
That's getting plugged
This is
into
going to management.
This is getting plugged into
The block.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now before we screw on the bag to the shock, well, we actually have to apply a bit of Loctite. The Loctite will just allow the bag to actually be seated and be tight on the shock, therefore avoiding any rotation that could possibly occur with the bag just moving, especially when you turn. Now when you want to actually put the bag on, well, you just simply place it over the shock, give it a bit of a push down until you actually feel that it's on a level surface, and then begin to screw it on. Now with the Loctite, that will just have it sealed once again, so you just keep tightening until you feel okay, it has a very strong grip. That is when you know the bag is sealed. And well, the same thing goes for the rear shock. So on a Mark 1, whether you're doing sleeves or you're doing bellows, the process is the same when you are just trying to thread the bag onto the shock. Now don't forget to add some lubrication to the bearing itself, because when the bearing comes, it doesn't come with any grease, oil or anything in it, so you do need to add a bit of lubrication to actually make the bearing work or operate the way it's supposed to. So don't forget to lubricate your shock bearing right there. You don't need these for the Polo, if I'm not mistaken, because you just use one that the actually gives. And then, well, just like that, the front bag is done. You can put your bolts back into the bottom, and then you are ready to move on to the next step. And we see that the block actually receives some attention by taking the push-on fittings and tightening them onto the block. Now these fittings actually received a bit of Loctite before they got put on and tightened down to the block, because the Loctite will just act as a sealant to prevent any possible air leaks and, well, any possible headaches. At the same time, I saw Reese was actually busy with the wiring, as I showed earlier, trying to connect one loom to the next in order to get the system working. Generally, if it wasn't for low life suspension, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Then we still get another shot of the 3-gallon tank now with its actual supports on it. And well, we saw the rear shocks were going in now. So we have that one bolt at the bottom, and then it's still just getting lined up to then get pushed up.
Now we are running with a single compressor setup. Here we see 555X air compressor. This is what we are going to be using. We'll probably go to dual compressor down the line, but for now, to just get us going, yeah, no, we're just gonna run single compressor. We see this side is still stripped out because they still need to do C-notch, so this is gonna get cut, because when the car goes low, it just needs to come up, and otherwise if you don't cut ya, it's gonna hit ya, then you end up just damaging this and possibly even split it, you know. You can see wiring a bit of a mess here. You see the relay being fitted there. What the Slim Pro there. Block as well, compressor here. Then we are running under the gap here. So we come inside there and see the wiring coming through here. This yellow cable is running all underneath there, under the dash, because that's what's now connecting to the ignition. So we got that running, we got this running to the ignition now, and we got these two other wires here. Still need to run power cable and what. Yeah. How you think that? Banging. And boiling. You still said sunroof and all. Coming empty-handed.
I just came straight. But the old is supposed to be buying the 2 liters here sitting on the floor with socks and slippers on. The old P7 in his car.
All for the piping has been drilled. Just got the pipe running up for the time being, because as I said, still need to cut here. Yeah, yeah, running a piping. So our piping's running down and just along the sill here, running same piping. So the car should air up and down quite quickly. So as you can see, there's a piping running across now, and then runs up straight under, because at the back there is a gap to go through. You can use for the power supply now. We have to run it through here by 100 grommets through the aircon pipes. Now this is where the previous owner made this hole, because he's running his power supply for his subs through there, so might as well make use of the hole. Got that there, running into parts of the loom, then that comes back up, runs into the battery. Then once that's done, moved on, as I said, same thing as that side. The hole here for the piping to go through. This piping still just now needs to be connected to the bag over here. If we come to, you can see in the back here, bags in. You need to connect the pipe up here. You see hole here. Need to just go through now. Put maybe also a little bit seal in here. Have that done. You can see now in the back we have the little bit of a mess here, and then you can see core to get lifted all through here, and then pipe is just supposed to come and meet the block in the back. Then same thing happening that side. So that is another update. Once again, a little bit of a height difference between the front shock. Just look at the big difference. So yeah.
Now I won't lie to you, this part, it's actually seeing the car being cut. Yeah, it was hard to watch, but I knew it was mandatory in order to get the car functional. In order to not cause damages with the car being low, this was the way to go. So yes, a C-notch had to be done. I could have done a C-notch on the other side if I'm chasing extreme lows, but that's not the case, so we are gonna stick with the C-notch on the signal side.
Don't try this at home.
So updates, we see the block is all wired up here. Well, pipes are in now, all connected there. The relay here, management there. You can see now guys are busy with the board here. This will cut the board out. Yeah. Cut the board out. We use a template from the old carpet that I had in the car. See front shock now going in. Come to this side and see now the C-notch is fully cut now. What this is gonna do in weld a plate now to seal all this here instead of just leaving it open. So we're gonna do that now, and then we get one step closer, because once that's done, connect the bag up, put the line in, then we should basically be done, because I mean wiring from the ignition, all that is run. Piping's done. Oh, obviously we need to still connect the tank. So connect the tank. Once that's in, wait for the tank to fill, make sure everything's right, carry on. So just put the ignition on now,
you can hear the compressor is now running. See the setup here. I need to put my light back one here, but because once you close the boots, quiet. Inside not too worse. No, not too worse. Genuinely, I mean normal compressor too, no super silent, nothing. Only now the boots open. And now you can hear the difference. Now we got to a stage where Reese was cleaning off the metal, so we had a good surface to actually weld on, because that is now the final step. And what honestly took the longest out of this whole install honestly was the welding. A lot of people actually don't weld over it. Like I know there's a lot of polos that don't actually weld it shut, but with the Pino Golf one I just thought, you know what, rather just weld it closed. And yeah, welding did take quite a bit of time, that's why this is just all sped up here. But look, the hole is sealed now, and that is the main thing. That is the C-notch done and dusted.
And just like that, we're done. We're working. Can't even see properly. So then let me go to that light. Play it. Bags are working, so yeah.
No, my thoughts, no. I don't do all this yet.
No.
No.
Not a fan of.
No, I'm not a fan of all this yet. Strictly stock suspension and finish. Oh no, for me, no. How's the ride?
Hey, bad.
Huh?
Bad.
Rough? Hard?
Because it's fully aired up. The bags are hard.
Yeah?
So now because the bags are hard, it's like you're on coilovers.
Oh no, I don't, no.
No, you see the thing is we gotta change, we just gotta change the wheel. And then once we do you know, little bit adjustments.
No.
Softer.
No. No, I don't want.
No. But look here.
Don't worry about all that.
Look
Give
here.
me stock suspension and I'm good.
What
I
you
don't need all that. Stock suspension, I want to ride nice.
Yeah, ride nice.
Yeah, I want to
Soft.
ride nice. I don't need all this.
But I mean,
Too hard. Oh, look at this here. Huh? No. I can't do it.
can't do this. No. So you're not bagging the red one.
Oh no, definitely not.
No.
I won't go further than that. No.
It's nice though.
Nah, not for me.
But yeah. So
But anyway,
here we
you
have
enjoy
it.
it. I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, not my ride.
So the car is officially bagged. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. The car can't go low due to the fact of, well, the wheels are sticking out quite far, and yeah. So with it being too big, we cannot lower the car that much because the car's currently sitting on the wheel. So yeah, you let me know in the comments, what wheel should I put next? What wheel should I get? 15, 16? Do you know the price of OEM wheels? So yeah, just let me know in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, well, I'll check you guys in the next video.